What's up, YouTube? My name is LazyTryhard, and today we are doing another episode in our walkthrough of libgdx and the wonderful framework that it is. And today I thought we'd cover some things called iterators and array lists, and those sound really ugly to some of you beginning folks. But what those are basically going to do is allow us to generate a bunch of trees in a very slick manner, or in a very quick manner. Basically what it'll do is if we have a bunch of trees or a bunch of objects that we want generated and rendered, it can do it all in a few lines of code as opposed to writing out tree.draw for every tree that we have. And if you have like 100 trees, you don't want to have 100 lines that says tree.draw batch, because that's really confusing and it just isn't a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to initialize an array list of, and it's going to take this thing. You have these brackets, and it basically just specifies what type of array list, or what this array list is going to hold. And we're going to hold a group of trees, and we're just going to call it tree, or we're just going to call it trees plural. And you're going to obviously have to import that, so Control Shift O. And then we're also going to make an iterator of trees, and we're going to call it tree iterator, and we're going to capitalize the I, iterator. So basically, again, what it's going to do is it's going to iterate through all the iterate basically means it's going to go through each tree in the array list or the group, and it's going to draw it in one line of code. And we're going to do this in a loop, and I'll explain it more as we kind of get through. So we're going to have to initialize array list up here. So we're going to say trees equals new array list of tree, and that's all we put for right now. Now, if we do anything with that, that's not gonna really do anything with our code. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna do it. It's a method called trees.add, and it takes in a tree. So we're gonna put the tree that we've already created up here, and now this trees array list, or this group, has one tree in it. So if we do like a system.out.println, println, gosh dang it, and we do trees.size, which that just means the amount of elements in the list, the array list. We're going to get 1 because tree is in there. So if we add, like, say, another tree, dadgummit, on like the next line, and set the position to like 150, we move it over, the array list is going to still be 1 because we haven't added it. But if we say, like, make that tree 2 and trees.add tree 2, and we actually initialize tree up here and just call it tree 2, it's going to work just perfectly. And we're going to get 2 because now the array list has 2 in it. So there's 2 trees in this array list, and we can use this array list to update and render whenever we want. But you saw that it only draws the first tree because that's what we told batch.draw tree. Okay, so this is where the second part comes in. This is going to sound kind of complicated, but bear with me. So the first thing you want to do is initialize an iterator, and this is in the update, or technically the render method. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do tree iterator equals trees, the array list dot iterator, and it's just standard. That's how you iterate through the list. And iteration means, like, you go here. It's easier if I explain it while I do this. And this is standard, like whatever you do. So while tree iterator dot has next, so that basically means if there's another tree that needs to be either updated or drawn, then continue. This is a type of loop. So kind of like a for loop where we like loop, we continue through the operation. This is going to continue until all the trees in the iterator have been drawn. So we're going to do this thing where we're going to initialize a tree called cur, which stands for current, which means tree iterator dot dang it, you gotta add that you gotta add that that capital I, excuse me. Tree cur equals TreeIterator.next. This just means that it's gonna iterate through the, if it's the first time it goes through it, cur is gonna equal the first tree. So tree, just tree 1, I guess. And then once it finishes it, it's gonna go and it's gonna check the next tree, and it's going to see if tree 2 is like available, and if it is, we're going to do the same thing. So cur.draw batch. So if we do this, we're going to get 2 trees. Now there's tree 1, there's tree 2. Tree 2 has a weird size though, because oh, I'm sorry, I updated the size, not the position. We want to, let's make this like 200. So now we have 2 trees drawn in the picture without like having to go in and draw like 100, or like it's a lot more efficient. And we can also do cur.update as well. So this will update and it'll draw. Normally I like to keep my game logic and my rendering logic in 2 separate classes. But in this case, we're just going to update them and do the same thing. But you see, let's see, let's go back. You see it only updates to this one so that when this guy hits this tree, the collision is detected, but when he hits this one, it's not. So that also needs to be iterated, and that needs to be done in the that can either be done in the update method or it can be done out here. So we just have to move this code into the while loop, and you can put it in the update. You just have to like put the player in here, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So instead of tree.getBounds, it's going to be cur.getBounds. So now we have, there we go. Sorry, again, it gets really weird once you actually are in the tree and it detects a collision. So now it works perfectly. So we hit this tree, we get collision. We hit this tree, we get collision. Now there's nothing drawn on the rectangle, so I'm just going to comment this out so we kind of get more of a realistic feel to this. So that's basically it for kind of like iterations. Like this works with players, this works with anything you want to create. So again, that's generally what I would do. Again, I would separate the cur.update and the cur.draw into different classes, but because we're building such a small game right now, and it's not really a game, it's kind of just like a tutorial and how to help you guys, then I'm basically, that's kind of just how I do it. Actually, let me see here. Switch word. Never mind. I'll save it for another video. But thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give that thing a like. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you really like it. And let me see. Just post in the comments. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Also, if you have any suggestions for videos, if you want to see me actually program a game, then I'm totally down to that because I would love to do it with you guys. If you want to see some more tutorials on like how to do certain things, post what that certain thing is, and I can definitely help you out with that if I don't already know it. So again, thank you for watching. I love this series, guys. I really do. So yeah, that's about it for me. I'll see you guys later.